Hello everyone and welcome to this Tea and Learn. My name is Janis and today I will talk about shortcuts and commands in SCIA Engineer. There is a difference between those two and I will start with explaining to you the shortcuts. Shortcuts are shortcuts programmed to the keyboard which you can use in SCIA Engineer to navigate faster and to perform actions directly within our software. We have something explaining that in an FAQ, so I will guide you there under support FAQs on our website and other topics, how to use SCIA Engineer keyboard shortcuts. And there is an overview with all the shortcuts, and let's start with the first one, F1. If you're somewhere in SCIA navigating and you press F1, you will be directed directly to our website and more specifically the SCIA Help portal. We have also other shortcuts related to menus, namely F2, F3, F4 to guide you to our structure, load menu or results menu. So if I press F2, the structure menu will open. F3 will show you the load menu, and F4 will show you the results menu. Imagine that we don't have results. Okay, then we first have to calculate. Calculating can be done by using Ctrl Shift F5. Okay, let's do so I can calculate the structure. Okay, there we go. And we can go to the results menu to show, for example, the internal forces, the normal force in this column. I can do that by clicking, or I can also use shortcuts, namely F5 to refresh the results. So I can select a second column, press F5 to show the results there. Okay, nextly we have some shortcuts related to activities. So let's, for example, see Ctrl Q, Ctrl W, Ctrl E to activate activities. So I can use Ctrl E, for example, to only display the columns. You can go back by activating everything. Ctrl E and Ctrl Q. Now there's other shortcuts as well. For example, save, which is Ctrl S. So if we click Ctrl S, we save the project. I can do undo option or redo by Ctrl Z. Now there's something important, and that is that those shortcuts are language dependent. So I can change, for example, back to my original language, Dutch, and I can do Ctrl Z, which is undo, for example, to undo my last action. Okay. Other options, for example, creating a 1D element, must be here in the list somewhere. Okay, Ctrl B it is. So if I do Ctrl B, I will have the option to draw a member. Not going to do that here. And I can also use the copy function. For example, select an element and use Ctrl C to copy it from one point to another. Okay, next to this list of standard shortcuts, we can also choose our own shortcuts. That we can do by going to the toolbars and click on Customize. If we click on Customize, then we have this option for keyboard with a whole list of all actions that we can perform in SCIA. As I can see, for example, undo is already programmed as Ctrl Z, member is Ctrl B for drawing a new member. So we can, for example, choose our own options, we can change them, or we can use new ones for functions that don't have a shortcut yet. For example, I can use shells. I see that there is no shortcut yet for shells, so I can use surface of revolution, and let's say Ctrl Shift S. Here we can see that this shortcut was not yet used, so I can use it for drawing shells. If I should have chosen Ctrl S, you can see that's already used for different shortcuts. So I'm going to use Ctrl Shift S, and I will assign it to shell's surface of revolution. Now I can assign that to the current key and close it. So when I click Ctrl Shift S, I will have the option to draw a new shell, as you can see here. Now imagine that you have made a list with shortcuts and you want to use it on different computers. For example, if you have different computers, or if you want to use the same shortcuts for the whole company, that is possible, because this list of shortcuts is saved in a file. And we can find that file if we go to Setup Options, Directories, and the file is located in User Setting Files. So if I locate that folder on my computer, we can see that there's a file which is named Commons Accelerators LCID, and we can use that file, we can copy it to the same location on a different computer to use the same shortcuts. Okay, so these were the possibilities regarding the shortcuts. Let's go to the commands. Commands work more or less the same way, but the difference is that commands can be activated by typing something in the command line. Okay, we also have some information on that one, so I can go to our website. I can go to our help website, so let's say help portal, can go to our online help, basics, layouts and operations, and commands. And here we find some explanation regarding the commands. Okay, now commands are mostly, they consist of dots. So I can show you a list of commands. If you type question mark in the command line, enter, you can see a whole list of possibilities to use. And as we can see that the most commands contain dots in order to specify the action that you want to use. Okay, some commands that are frequently used is the selection command. So in order to select something, for example, the node 27, or a different element, let's say, what do we have here? We have node N348. If we do that, we can see that this node is selected, and we can click zoom in order to go to that particular node. This works for nodes, slabs, columns, everything that has a name. Okay, imagine that you calculate the structure. Sometimes you can see that the structure is unstable, and then you can go to that particular place which has the biggest instability to locate the problem. But you can also see in this case that we have very big deformation related in a node 9516, but this is a finite element node and not a physical node. So for that I can use the command select mesh node. I can do that. Select MN, press enter, and then I can see, for example, the mesh node 9516, which is related to this slab, and I can allocate the problem further. For example, on this case, I probably used a material which was not stiff enough. So let's see. In this member I used a dummy material. Okay, so I can go back to the list by using a question mark to see all the possible comments. And these comments also can be found in the options, show default comments. So some of them have already shorter comments to use. For example, the project, so I can see project properties. I can type project and I can change these options. There is also possibilities for undo. Options for redo, so we can find them here. Okay. We can also draw an element, for example a member. I can use the function structure 1D beam to draw a beam. Let's draw it here somewhere. Okay. And we have the possibility to again perform the same action by using enter. If I just draw a click on enter, I can draw the same element and I can insert the properties here. Now we have seen how to draw beam. I can do the same. Structure 2D wall, for example, to draw a wall from there to there. And if I click shift enter, I will again have the possibility to draw a wall with the same properties that are used without the window popping up. This is in fact explained again on our help website. Okay, so we have seen already that there's a list of pre-made comments which can be found here. We can also customize our comments. So I can use one of the functions here which doesn't have a shorter comment yet. For example, property modifiers. and I can use this command. I can copy it and I can open or customize shortcuts. I can paste it here and I can use, for example, the option mod. Okay. I can now save that file. In order to use customizable shortcuts commands, I have to restart SCIA Engineer so that these commands are loaded. Okay, so I can type mod in the command line. First we have to activate the option. Okay, and then you can see that the option becomes available. Okay, there's one last thing I want to say, that is that if you save your customizable shortcuts, that it's language dependent, so for every language that you have, you can make a different preset of commands. You can see the priority which is given here on our help website. My advice is to use only the English shortcuts and copy paste it for every language that you use. I would say good luck and trying, and bye.